Dun dun dun.
So
And we're back.
John, you're not the only one who's fighting. I'm just not doing it. We're just not doing it on the ice because I can't skate. So
I don't want to fight those guys on the ice either. I'll watch from the stands.
yeah,
I've never been on ice skates in my entire life, and
Don't
I grew
start
up in
now.
Vermont.
You lived in Vermont.
I know it's shameful.
You mean not even
it's like
skating on the
blasphemy.
pond?
Never. Nope.
Really? Okay.
I know. I know. It's like
I don't even
blasphemy
wanna
or
go
something. I don't know. It's but terrible.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, singer, songwriter, John Ondrasik is back with us for another segment. John, before we get, I want to talk about this. I want to move away from politics. But before we do, because I want to talk about your Music Matters Challenge, which I think is really, I mean, like you said before the show, positive, uplifting, trying to do good as opposed to what we're talking about, which is sometimes depressing. But I want to go back to the United Nations because the two things that I have railed against for a long time is, number one, I think that the end game in the Middle East ends in Iran. And until you cut off the head of the snake, and it doesn't alleviate the China issue, right? That China is really, vying for hegemony. But I do like Trump's policy about if there can be a detente of sorts with Russia and you pull Russia a little further away from the Chinese orbit, that's helpful. But it ends in Iran. But the second thing is it also ends when you either reform or get rid of the United Nations. And here's why. Back in 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. I don't know if anybody's ever read this.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I want your reaction to this because the preamble talks about, recognition of inherent dignity and freedom and justice and peace in the world for all. It goes into, these are my favorite. Article 5. No one shall be subjected to torture or cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment or punishment.
Oh, okay.
Now, does someone, and John, I'm teeing you up, John. Someone explain to me why the UN has not come out against the torture and hostage taking? And I guess keeping hostages and killing a mother and her two children would come somewhere into torture, cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment. And we were talking about that double standard, right? And you can go on and on with this. I mean, it's not worth the paper it's written on, but the hypocrisy coming out of the UN is the other thing I think we need to change. What say you?
Of course. I mean, look, you have a combination of Marxist, corrupt dictators there, as well as people like European leaders who are oppressee, wokies, and the inmates are running the asylum. And it'll be interesting what Trump does. I think he may wait till Stepniak gets in there. I mean, Nikki Haley was very effective at the UN. And I think Stepniak also is going to go tell it like it is. And look, many of these folks in the Middle East and other countries, they like a winner. Trump's the winner. So I think there'll probably be an attempt to save the UN and establish some sanity. On the other hand, if it doesn't, like some of these other international criminal courts, I think, Trump will defund it, pull out, maybe reconstitute another organization of sane countries. But I think they'll initially try to save it. And I'm looking forward to Stepniak getting in there because she every single day about the hostages. She gets it. And I think it's worth giving it a shot. But yes, of course, the UN, Amnesty International. Look, we talk about the Beavis family today, the tragedy of the kids. If the UN, organizations like Amnesty, the President of the United States on October 8th, 2023 would have said, you release the hostages tomorrow or we're coming for all of you, not just in Gaza, but in Qatar. Everywhere there are people supporting this death cult, we are coming for you. The Beavis family would still be alive, as would be all the hostages. So again, I think it's interesting to see what will happen because we've already pulled out of WHO, we've pulled out the Paris Accords, all these corrupt organizations, and the UN is next. And we've all been railing about the UN for a long time. But just like we're seeing now, there'll be accountability. Hegseth just announced yesterday that there's going to be accountability for those who caused the evacuation of Afghanistan, like General Milley.
Oh, I missed that one. What did he say?
He says that they've already selected congressional members who will run a full investigation into the withdrawal from Afghanistan and hold those who made the decisions, like General Milley, like General Austin, like Tony Blinken, responsible and accountable. And our Afghan vets deserve that. Just like the world deserves accountability from these leaders at the UN. that are basically Hamas sycophants. So I hope we have the same level of clarity in the next couple of years about exposing these people. And we know they're on the grift. We know they're getting paid. They're probably getting U.S. aid that have been leading this dark, disgusting chapter in the UN. And that will be a day when the world is a much better place. So let's hope the world keeps turning in the right way and the UN one day reflects all of the values that you just listed, Robert, in your initial charter.
Well, and I think one of the problems is that predators look for opportunities like this because they know that there's vulnerable people they can take advantage of. They know that there is money that they can launder. And that's why it's so, it would be nice. It would be nice if we could just have these entities that exist to do good things. But there's always people who are going to mess it up.
Well, I would put the blame at the media because, frankly, if the media stood up and had any spine, they would basically call a spade. But no, Hamas knows that as soon as they make this attack and they go use human shields, here comes the BBC, here comes CNN, here comes all the international media. Robert, you were talking about the media in Europe. They have defenders, they have advocates, they have they have employees that are members of Hamas. So if the media had a soul, we would not be here and these organizations would not be able to flourish. But again, as we've seen, Jim Acosta has lost his viewers. The CBS has become a joke. Trump won despite 99.9% negative coverage from the media. So it is changing. And thank you, Elon Musk, for buying Twitter, because if he didn't do that, I don't think we'd be having this conversation.
Yeah, good point.
No, I think you're right. So listen, in the time we have left,
yes,
I want you to have the floor. What is the
what? Hold on. Wait, hold on. Really quick. Really quick. Just really quickly. Hang on.
Is it quick? Is it quick?
I brought up the Music Matters website.
Okay. Bring it up.
So, we
want to talk about this wonderful challenge you have put out there. And this is not the first year. You've done this for
Yes, we have. My feeling is that every child in America deserves a music teacher. My mom, when school funding was cut, came into our elementary school. She put on a musical West Side Story with all the kids. I was Tony. I was mom's son. But look, those kids 50 years later still talk about how that transformed their life. So what Let Music Fill My World is an organization to make sure every kid has a music teacher. And we do a contest every year called the Music Matters Challenge, where people can enter. They can do a version of their song, our song, Let Music Fill My World, that I wrote with some inner city kids from Chicago, and tell a story about how a music teacher made a difference in their life. And the winner, as you can see right there, can win some cash. They can win a school grant if your school wants to enter. But most importantly, we provide a full-time music teacher for a school in need that the winner chooses with us. We already have a full-time music teacher in Farragut Academy in Chicago from the first Music Matters Challenge. And our goal is we're not going to stop till every kid in America has a music teacher, because music is not extracurricular. It is critical.
Yes.
So what's the website?
LetMusicFillMyWorld.com. People can just click on there. They can listen to the song I wrote with these kids. They wrote the whole lyric, and they can enter the Music Matters Challenge. Anybody can enter. You don't have to be a great singer. It's frankly more fun if you're not. And people can make their videos, and more importantly, raise awareness for this critical cause. The two things that keep kids out of trouble, especially in inner city schools, is sports and music. So we have to guarantee that all our kids have a music teacher, let them have their voice, let them sing their songs. And it's a lot of fun. And we look forward to doing this every single year with my partner, Kaylee Tullman from the Tullman Foundation.
I love it. And I just want to echo something you said earlier about the importance of art and music and why it matters to you. Artists are the ones who transmit the message, right? So whether it's music, movies, paintings, whatever it is, artists are just like comedians are telling the story of the time. And if we just let all of the crazy lefties be the ones creating art, then we're going to get more of the same nonsense. And so I just love that you are using your gifts to help spread values that matter. Okay.
Ericka,
So sorry. Oh, go ahead.
You are exactly right. This is probably the most important point on this podcast, because we do not win this culture war without the arts. We don't get to kids on TikTok through a political speech, an article in the Wall Street Journal. The arts is how we get to kids, and we're losing that. And many people on the right don't understand that. One song is worth 100,000 speeches. We've seen that with my OK song. We see that with other songs. It breaks barriers. Millions of impressions for songs that aren't even on the radio. So you're right. We have to organize with the arts. It's a weapon. It's a salvo. It's a soft weapon. And we're not going to win this culture war without it.
Yep. Okay, Robert, I know you had somewhere else to go.
You put me on my most exciting point. Thank you, Ericka.
Ericka, you were spot on. I mean, you were spot on. I can't, if you can't sing and you can enter, I might enter. Is there an age limit here?
Of course not. I look forward to both your answers. You guys could do a duet,
Yeah. Oh, we could do. Oh, don't, dude.
Listen, in my household growing up with my father, he used to have an old tape, an Iowa reel-to-reel tape deck, and it was 6 hours of Broadway every Sunday, and it was a range of. You had to sing I'm sort of like Paul Robeson with my voice, right? But you had to sing Broadway to survive, So I can do a mean version of Old Man River. That'd be about it.
Oklahoma, baby, whatever you got.
Oh, we're submitting. It's on now. Oh, awesome. Don't threaten me with a good time, okay?
I can't wait. Thank you, Ericka. You may win. Hey, man, you may win. Hey, a judge. So,
hey.
Exactly.
Hey, I don't even care. I'm going to submit anyway.
As we close this out, we want to close, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, John was kind enough to volunteer his time for Israel Appreciation Day. Actually flew to Vegas. I did forget his piano, but we did finally correct that problem. He's like, Robert, where's the piano? I'm like, I was supposed to get a piano, but in any event, we corrected the problem. A little bit of panic. And you were kind enough with Dave Eggers, who also Grammy nominated cellist, was just wonderful to come out. Yeah. It was all about extolling and elevating and educating about Israel. And you did 2 songs. I want to close out with showing everyone your song, okay, but maybe you can do the intro, John, as to what this song really is about. I know we touched on it in the show, but I'd like you to do the intro, and then Lord Redic, if you are you have it teed up, it's a nice way to end the segment with you, John, and I want to thank you again for coming on.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you fighting the good fight every day. And the theme is anything but. The theme is we're not okay, and we're not okay with allowing what's been happening in Israel. We've talked about the UN. We've talked about our college campuses. We've talked about members of Congress that are Hamas sycophants. And, it's one thing to rail about it, but we have to stand up. You've seen the music industry be completely silent. It's a historic shame. Look, courage is contagious, but so is cowardice. So I choose the one to be on the right side of history. And what this song is about is telling that fact that we're not okay. And if people are silent, the end of the video I made to OK is Martin Luther King's quote, "Silence in the face of evil is complicity. Don't be complicit. Do the right thing." We are not okay. This is a time for choosing. This is a time to mourn. The moral man is losing. Forbidden, lost, forlorn. I don't understand how you can look yourself in the mirror. I don't understand how does that blood spill from your eyes.
behind your babies. You hide behind your kin. The Harvarders have rabies. They'd Holocaust again. No, I don't understand. I don't understand how you can look yourself in the mirror. I don't understand. I don't understand. How does that blood fill up your eyes? Then we are not. Oh, we are not. Oh, yeah. Hey, evil's on the march, evil's on the march. Time to face the task at hand. Yes, evil's on the march, evil's on the march. Need every good woman, every good man. So stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. We are not. Okay, okay, okay,
Is John still with us?
I booted him out. I thought that was
You
the
booted
end.
him out.
I
All right.
booted him out. He's still back
Really? He's been kicked out of better places than this?
there. I guess I just assumed that was such a good place to put the end.
No,
of the
so
interview.
John's comment is it came out so great, and I agree. And by the way, thank you, Lord Redic, for doing the cutting on short notice in Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. There's a whole backstory to that. But
That's funny.
again, our thanks to John Ondrasik, Fight for Fighting, for taking time
Yes.
to come talk to us about a lot of things.
Yes.
Most important is music matters challenge.
Yes.
So go to the website. All right,
Go to the
Ericka, so-
website and go to the like button and go to the subscribe button and the notifications bell and share it with your friends. Okay, go ahead, Robert. What you got?
So in close, I mean, it's hard to have a following act after that and close out. So
I know, right?
I almost feel I just want to end the show right on that.
Well,
note,
hold
but it
on.
was so powerful, but
Well, if you want, I can give you a transition.
transition me.
Okay,
Well,
you
don't
ready?
transition me. Wait. Don't transition me. Wait. But
Can you hear Lord
how about a
Benjamin
segue?
laughing in the background?
Can you give me a segue instead of a transition?
I'll give you a segue. Yes, that
Thank you.
that word is forever ruined now. Why do they have to ruin language all the time? Ah!
Well, excuse me. You just gave me a segue. Speaking of language, right?
All right.
We now have the thought police, right?
Oh,
John mentioned it in his piece where after the CBS did the interview with Secretary of State Rubio, they then went to three, and I don't even know who these people were. I didn't catch the whole interview, but three people from Germany who basically said that if you insult someone or if you post a meme that's offensive, right?
Yeah.
Defined by whom, you can go to jail. So play this clip really quickly. We only want, we don't have much time. I just want to play this clip a little bit. But you want something that is chilling to me? This is chilling.
Okay, hold on. Wait a second. Is this the Vance clip?
No, this is the other clip.
Germany. There it is. I see it.
Is it a crime to insult somebody in public?
Yes.
It is.
And it's a crime to insult them online as well?
Yes.
The fine could be even higher if you insult someone in the internet.
Why?
Because in internet, it stays there. If we are talking here face to face, you insult me, I insult you, okay, finish. But if you're in the internet, if I insult you or a politician,
That sticks around forever.
yeah.
The prosecutors explain German law also prohibits.
That is freaking wild.
So Ben and I would talk about, and I'm trying to remember the Tom Cruise movie Minority Report about pre-crime, right? So you're like one step away from pre-crime. So this is now essentially thought police. And I go back to the UN Declaration of Universal Human Rights. And one of the things that they say, let me find my little notes here. One of the things that they say.
Where's my chair?
Yeah, no, you're going to love this. Well, you're not going to love this. You're going to hate this. Oh, well, first of all, and this is a segue, one of the things that the Universal Human Rights from the United Nations says is that parents have a prior right to choose the kind of education that should be given to their children. I know that's not the free speech angle, but
I don't believe that.
Well, that's the thing. They're full of shit, right? I mean, that's the thing. Article 18 of the UN Universal Human Rights says the following.
Okay, I'm ready.
Everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. Right? And then Article 19 says everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. So if the world community prays at the altar of the United Nations, which they clearly do, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the United Nations that has these banal sounding documents or words that they don't follow.
Yeah.
Is there any wonder why we have the conflict we do? Except, by the way, the only place that this doesn't apply, it applies to everyone except one place, Israel. Right?
Yeah.
So,
well,
I'm still looking for
I don't know. It's if you are white or white adjacent, you are required to just give over your land, your property. You are expected to be abused because you're a bigot, because of your skin color, and because of your success. So I don't know what your problem is, Robert. How dare you?
I just want consistency and not hypocrisy. Where's the come on, where's the outrage? Yeah. Right? So you have a document, which, by the way, I'm looking for the small print, like the fine print. I know I have glasses on, but there's always small print and shit like this where you can kind of go, okay. So I'm looking for the small print that says applies to all countries except Israel and what you call it, white and white adjacent cultures.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, and I printed out the copy. It goes to what? Article 25, Article 26.
Well, here's the thing. It's nonsense as soon as China is on like the Human Rights Commission. Okay.
Article 28,
like
Article
this is
29.
the thing. They have no legitimacy. And they haven't had any legitimacy for years. Again, if China, who has, who enslaves Uyghur Muslims, who does a whole bunch of other things, I don't know if I can say on the internet without getting a community guideline strike. Okay, euthanizing little girls for decades. That's true. We know that they literally euthanize their children. Like, how did they get on the Human Rights Council? Okay, the UN is, no, I'm done. I was done with them in like the 80s when that happened. 90s? Was that under Bill Clinton?
Under Bill Clinton in 1990. So under Bill Clinton, let's go back, right? I mean, Richard Nixon opens diplomatic relationships with China, the first U.S. president to go to China. But it was Bill Clinton, and I want to say it was 1996, that allowed China into the World Trade Organization, and that sort of was the game changer. Of course, those of us are old enough to remember, Johnny Wong, the Buddhist temple fundraising, and Charlie Tree, and all the money that came in from China, soft money into the U.S. elections for Bill and Hillary Clinton. So, and again, folks, don't believe me, go look it up.
And
I'm
it
all-
looks like 2006 is when they were first added to the Human Rights Council. So
Right.
give
But-
me
but
an
the-
all the way
but-
break.
But the entree into sort of the world of nations or the nations
Yeah.
of the world was their,
the
their
WTO.
entrance into the WTO, which
Yeah.
was engineered or brought about by the Clinton administration under Bill Clinton in his second term.
Yep. Golly, the
Uh,
Clintons.
but-
I'm very happy with my life. I'm not planning on taking it. Neither is Robert that I'm aware of. So Clintons, okay, leave us alone. Leave us alone.
You don't want to start, man. I mean, you want to talk about a community strike? If we start getting into that, they will pull us off the air. But there used to be a website called Arkancide, ARKANCIDE, which used to be pages and pages and pages of things having to do with Arkansas and the Clintons, which has now been whitewashed and pulled down. But can't imagine why.
We
But,
need that. Well, you know, the Democrats, they manifest democracy. I don't know if you knew that.
I will make a prediction
Tell me.
that before the Trump administration is done with Doge and is done unearthing all the pay to play and where the monies were going, that the Clintons are going to be pulled into this, because we all know that the Clinton Foundation
so much
was getting
money.
money from, now it might be through USAID. I don't know. I don't have that kind of knowledge or security clearance, but I will bet you, can I say all the tea in China?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so this is what, when you told me democracy was bureaucracy, when you did your monologue, when you were talking about it, it made me think of this. So
What is that?
Everyone needs it.
What is it?
McGill,
Democracy.
Democracy Manifest.
And he didn't appreciate
Am I missing something?
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Do you want to explain that to me?
the way he was handled.
Hello. Okay. I know.
Oh, I'm muted. My bad. It's some video. I don't even know what
Excuse
this
me.
is.
So this goes to show you that on the cuff, you shouldn't do things on the cuff.
No, it's great. Everybody needs to watch this video because it's ridiculous. It's this man getting arrested for some nonsense or whatever, and he gives the most epic speech, and they cannot get him into the cop car. It's amazing, and he's like, "Democracy Manifest," and it's freaking fantastic. I'm putting a link in the comments. Y'all need to go watch it.
I think you should put a link in the comments. And I saw, speaking of comments, I believe we had a comment during the show or two, did we not?
We did. Joe Cilio.
Joe Cilio.
After Japan surrendered after World War II, we helped them develop an economic force. We should do the same in Gaza. I'm telling you what, bro. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why everybody's hating on it.
Look, my guess is Gaza. First of all, thank you, Joe Cilio, for that question or comment. My guess is that it will be some sort of international protectorate. I'm not sure, the U.S. will play a part. I'm not sure it's going to be U.S. property. I would love for it to be.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, as long as Hamas is eliminated,
Yeah.
it's a start in the right direction. And yes, that property or that land in Judea, and let's call it what it is, right? It's Judea and Samaria. That would be Judea. I just watched Ben-Hur, by the way, Judah Ben-Hur. So if you've never seen it, you want to understand the history of that, watch that. But it will be, the area is gorgeous if it's developed properly. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. If people don't want to just murder each other, imagine what could happen.
Oh my God. Ericka?
Oh my God. What kind of economic prosperity could you have if you didn't just want to murder everybody? Anyway.
Where can they find us, Ericka? It's time to rock and roll.
You guys can find us anywhere that you download your podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple, all of the places. Okay. We're on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Instagram.
Like us,
Facebook.
follow us. don't like us, leave nasty comments and we'll respond if you've got big gabayons. But
Hey,
other
all
than
the
that,
engagement counts.
again, to our special guest, John Ondrasik, Fire for Fighting, thank you for coming on. What a great show. Ericka,
Yes.
we will see you and everyone else next week.